And I've also heard a rumor he wasn't dating any of them, so he's single.
No, I'm not saying I'm two ladies. My two ladies. Okay.
Can you cook?
I campus high media. You are doing a good job. Yes, and I would.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to Campus I Media, and welcome to yet another section of Campus I Media updates. So, this time we are having an interview with our former SLC president, His Excellency Mr. Hamza Alhassan from the CMH department. Okay, so, without further ado, before I introduce him, I'm joined by another colleague of mine. So I'm Elsie. She will introduce herself.
Hi guys, I'm Valerie.
Okay, and we are bringing you this section of interview with our former SRC president. So without further ado, welcome, Mr.
Thank you.
Hamza. Um, I'm sure you know of today's section.
Exactly.
Okay, so we are very humbled that you accepted our request to have an interview with you.
Good mentioning.
Okay. So, we are going to dive into your background, your family, and then stuff. So, the interview is actually divided into sections. So, we have the family or background section, the educational section, the political aspects, and then the relationship aspect as well, of course. Yeah, they just. Okay, so we are going to start with the family or background aspect.
Okay.
So we all know you to be Hamza, or
Exactly.
Hamza Al Hassan, but we don't know much about you. So can you enlighten us?
Yeah. Alhassan Hamza is my name. Um, I come from Tamale in the northern region of
Okay.
Ghana, but I stay or live in Kumasi. Actually, that's where I had my elementary education, further to the SHS Silver. Yeah. And I happen to be someone from a family of three, two girls and myself.
Okay. Okay. So two girls and yourself.
Mhm.
How was it growing up with two girls and you being the only guy?
Okay, in fact, growing up with them wasn't that easy because at a point in time I felt that kind of loneliness because I wasn't given the chance to move out. So I had no option than to mingle with them, play with them, where I was. So it wasn't that easy because at a point in time we had to quarrel over things that were not necessary. But yeah, I'm sure.
Siblings,
Yeah,
quarrels,
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I'm
So,
sure I made it.
are you the firstborn?
No, I'm the last one.
He's the lastborn.
Okay.
Exactly, and I really love the pampering because imagine growing up in the midst of two girls I never watched.
And you were pampered a lot.
Exactly, I was pampered a lot, and it called for a lot of disrespect because I wasn't respecting them. So on that.
Okay, so beneath this Hamza presidency, like beneath you, we see
Okay.
you as a very gentle type of person. When Kohi isn't watching, who are you?
Yeah. Who are you? Who is Hamza?
Oh, okay. Actually, Hamza is a very kind person, assertive, as most people know. But outside the scene, when you ask my colleagues, they will tell you I'm a full-time joker. Yes, I really like it when I put smile on the faces of people. I don't like it where my circumstances failed. There is that kind of down moment. No, I feel like I'm not playing my role as a student CMHO. So there is always a need to put a smile on the faces of others. So even if I don't know you and it happens to be the first time meeting you, at least I try. putting up something jovial for you to feel comfortable around me. That's the kind of person I am.
You seem like a very interesting
It's
person.
very, very interesting. Those who know.
Okay, that's quite interesting. So, how how did you cope with being the only guy among your siblings?
Um, in fact, as I said, the coping wasn't that easy because it got to a time I felt lonely. As I said, I wasn't the type that was given the opportunity to move out, play with friends, have that kind of fun with other people. So it was myself and my sisters. So at the end of the day, certain things were not easy because it got to a time, saw them having breasts, I saw some changes within them. Exactly.
They
And I was
weren't
a
your
kid.
playmates anymore.
I was a kid. So for me, I thought once all my siblings were moving to that direction, I should have also moved. But later, I got to know that wasn't the case. Because actually, the gender were two different people together, females and males. So it wasn't that easy, but I made it. Yeah.
So let's dive into your educational background.
Okay,
Let's start from primary, then you went that year. So
okay,
tell us a little bit about it.
okay. Actually, I started my schooling at New Generation International School, New Generation International School in Kumasi, and continued my secondary school at Adamwati Senior High in Ashanti region as well.
Okay.
Then finally further to Kuri.
So will you end at Kogi or we
Oh,
should
no,
expect more from you?
not really. I wouldn't end at Kuri, but expect more from me.
Okay, so within your schooling time, did you ever hold any other position aside being the SRC president at College of
Tremendous
Health?
positions, tremendous.
Okay.
Because when I
Yeah.
started New Generation, um, I ended at class six, and
Okay.
at class six, I was the boys' prefect. There was a change of institution, so I went to a school called St. Paul. That's where I had my basic education. That was the JHS. So over there too, I happened to be the boys' prefect at
Wow.
St. Paul's. When I further to Adahomasi Senior High, that was SHS one. I had the privilege to become the EWP. Those who schooled in Ashanti region know EWP. That simply means executive without portfolio.
Yeah.
So when you go there, you represent your colleagues at level 100 during the SRC meetings, and when there are meetings elsewhere, regional SRC, you represent them as well. So from then, I had the opportunity to then aspire again for the boys prefect, and I won. But
Wow.
automatically in Ashanti region, the moment you become the boys prefect, automatically you are the SRC president. So I
Yeah.
became the SRC president by default.
Oh, okay. So SRC president at SHS and
Yeah,
then SRC president at College of Health. So do you have any further aspirations? Any political aspirations?
fine. I have further aspiration. As it stands now, I'm still contemplating on the party to join because I don't want to be in a haste joining something that could that could affect the future to come.
Okay.
So I really want to make a whole lot of observations. Based on the observation, then I choose a stance.
Okay, so what should we expect of Hamza or Hassan the next 5 years?
Okay, for me, my expectation you should be expecting something great because in the next 5 years, I see myself to be at the peak. Yes, I would say at the peak. So expect nothing but greatness.
All right, at the peak, it's
Exactly.
like it's ambiguous,
It's
it's vague.
ambiguous. It's vague,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So before we move on to the next segment,
Okay.
we've spoken about your academic background. So do you play any sports? Because you seem like that nerd type.
Okay. No,
Okay.
I didn't like sports. Yes.
Is it you didn't like or you didn't play? 'Cause there's a difference.
Mm, okay. I didn't like.
So you personally, do you play anything?
Okay. No.
Tennis, football, basketball.
Okay, I like volley.
Oh,
I
okay.
like volleyball. And basket.
Okay.
Okay. So moving on to the next segment, that is about your term in office in Kuwait. So firstly, what inspired you to apply for the
For the
president
SRC
office?
president. Okay. Actually, when I came to Kuhi, as part of the climbing the academia ladder, it was part of my plans to aspire for the SRC president because looking at my background, I aspired from primary, JHS secondary school. And aside, when I came to Korea, I saw there was a need for me to aspire because there were some issues that weren't in the best place. And I felt when the mandate was given to me, my voice could be loud so that such problems would be solved. And for God being so good, when the mandate was given to me, I would say I did my maximum best.
Okay, so you spoke about issues. So can
Exactly.
you enlighten us
On
some of
some of
these
the issues.
issues?
Okay. In fact, when I came to campus, the system where students had to queue for food
Okay.
was something I felt it wasn't in a good state. Aside that, there were other problems. I felt when the mandate was given, I could have done something better in terms of advocacy. I felt that the leaders were doing great, but they could have done
Done better.
better than that. Exactly.
Okay, so let me put it this way. When your policies were made,
Yes.
so how many did you achieve?
Chief. Okay. When I was coming, I think I had six policies,
Okay.
and out of the six policies, I can boldly say I achieved four.
Okay.
Aside the four,
That's more than half.
exactly. Aside the four, I was able to achieve other extra things that weren't part of my policies.
Okay, so you could you elaborate on that? On
Okay.
them like
For instance, when the mandate was given to me, I constructed an incinerator for burning of sanitary parts. It
okay,
wasn't
that
part
was
of
you.
exactly. It wasn't part of my policy. I constructed a walkway. It wasn't part of my policies.
Ah, okay.
I purchased. Okay, for that one, it was part of my policies. Purchasing of combers to help reduce the long queue. It was part of that. And advocacy on student handbook wasn't part of my policy. But exactly later than that.
So on your policies, you mentioned you purchased commerce, right?
Exactly.
So how do you feel the commerce has helped with the sharing of dining
Okay,
now?
right after the handing over, that was when I handed over the mantle of leadership to Obet. I left campus to Ankafo.
Okay.
But then, as time went on, I was doing background check from the current SRC president and other executives, of which I was told there was a need for them to also purchase an extra coma to add it up to what we already had.
Okay.
So I felt it was in a smooth line moving on. But I think later, yesterday, I had a brief discussion with some of the students, and they said as it stands now, the commerce are not in use. But as to why the commerce were not in use, I elaborated. So I'm yet to find out.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Then we hope you also enlighten us when you find out.
exactly. I'll do so.
Okay, so you had a competition during the SRC,
Exactly.
your time of aspiring for the SRC president.
Exactly.
Can you tell us more about the competition?
Actually, during our time, most people who were around knew it wasn't that easy because three people were contesting.
Yeah.
Myself, Mr. Simon from the DPA department,
Mm.
Mr. Ohene from the nutrition department. So the competition was very tough. But during that time, we all tried everything possible to assume office and the best team won. So I think we even had a runoff because
Yeah.
constitutionally you should be having a 50 plus one before you can be called president elect, but no one had it because I had 49.6, so no one was close to that 50 plus one, so there was a need for runoff. It wasn't that easy, but we did our best.
So during your term, did you face any challenges? Were there any difficulties that you faced?
Okay, yes, I faced some challenges. I think some of the challenges were I felt students on Koi campus do not criticize their leaders. Do I put it? The criticism wasn't a constructive one.
Okay.
Uh, yes, as part of the roles of students, you're supposed to criticize your leaders. Understand? Huh. But the criticism should be in the form, it should be in a way that will impact student positively, or it should be in a way that will help the leaders know at this point in time this isn't in the right position, that isn't the right position, so that they could find a better way of solving. But not doing that, sitting at your various hostels, criticizing them, that one wouldn't go anywhere. Huh. Because I'm of the view that at that point, the SRC president or even other executive wouldn't even hear what you
They're
are saying. So
saying,
there
okay.
was a need. I think that was one of the challenges I faced during my tenure.
So, still on the view of the SRC presidency and stuff, do you have any kind of advice for those that are aspiring to
Those that
become,
are
yeah,
aspiring.
aspirants?
Okay, the current aspirants, they all have what it takes to be leaders because it's not easy even having a kind of taking that bold step to even contest
Mm-hmm.
for
Sure.
such an enviable position. So my advice for them is that they should stay calm. They should campaign very well. The campaign shouldn't be a dirty form. When you are campaigning, let the people know what you can do. Tell them what you have for them. That's the most needed thing. But dirty campaign wouldn't help. And I think they should also try in consulting because that will add up extra
Sure.
information to what they already have. They will do best.
So
Okay.
we all know when you're going for the position, you have to have 3.5 and
Okay.
above. So during your term, could you maintain the 3.5? Did it go higher or did it drop? Because it's a lot
Okay.
of work you guys have been
A
doing
lot of
nowadays.
work. A lot of
Yeah.
work. Because sometimes you have to skip classes. Yeah, it wasn't easy, but God been so good. I maintained it.
You maintain.
Exactly.
Okay.
Was maintained.
That, should I say congratulations?
I know.
Okay,
Okay.
so you handed the mantle to His Excellency Obe. So, can you rate his presidency then on a scale of 1 to 10? How would you say?
1 to 10.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say His Excellency Obed Orchid's performance. He's trying everything possible to ensure that students have a successful stay. So I would say his performance actually is stellar. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate him 7 out of 10. He's trying.
7 out of 10.
7 out.
Uh-huh.
He's trying.
So do you think there are some things you started he should have finished, or there's something you really wanted him to do that he hasn't done or he has done?
Actually, no, we have ongoing work with currently on campus,
Yeah.
and it's part of their plans.
Okay.
Continue, yeah, that's what we're waiting for. That is part of their plans. Continue. They have better projects to come. They have better projects in the pipeline. So we should expect nothing from them at the best. But they still have from this time to September. So I think they have ample time to do what they are
Okay. Do you have any further questions?
We are done with the presidency academic. the serious section. Now let's go to my favorite section.
Okay.
Okay, then
Okay.
The
before
gist
before
section.
before we get to that part, let's go for a short commercial break. We'll be back with just proper just